are going to dive deep into the core concept of the acceptance and commitment therapy, which in short we call ACT. And ACT, it is a form of psychotherapy that can help us to live more fulfilling life. We are talking here about the cognitive fusion, a term that has been coined by Russ Harris in his amazing book, The Happiness Trap. And I've already talked about it in other videos from this series, so if you are interested learning more about it, then you can watch this video and also this one. So what is cognitive fusion then? You can imagine this as your mind being covered with sticky notes, and then you constantly go around and you read them, you believe in them, and also you're responding to them. This is fusion. So it is like we are being glued to our thoughts and we are unable to separate ourselves from them. When we are fused with our thoughts in such a way, we believe that our thoughts are facts, that they are ultimate truth. And then we get caught up in all the shoulds and musts that our mind is constantly automatically generating for us. And then obviously we try to respond to all of them. We try to fulfill all the shoulds and musts, which is impossible. And when we cannot do this, then we feel that we're failing, that maybe we're not good enough. And then as a result of that, we can actually end up feeling depressed and anxious or feeling really overwhelmed. Some of the examples of those sort of intrusive thoughts that we might be experiencing are such as, I must be perfect, I should be doing much better in life, I should be always happy, I'm a failure. Let's think now about what is dangerous about being fused with such thoughts. Fusion can lead us to ruminate. That means thinking constantly about the past and regretting things that have happened. So we might end up being stuck in a loop of thinking about things that maybe we've done, maybe we regret, things that now in hindsight we can say that maybe we should have not done. However, being stuck in a loop of ruminations can create that sense of stuckness, because obviously we can't go back in the past, we can't change anything. And additionally to that, when we are stuck in a loop of ruminations, that also can prevent us from actually focusing on here and now, thinking what we can do with utilizing what we have now to make our future better. Cognitive fusion can also lead us to avoidance, means we're going to be avoiding certain people or situations that are triggering those intrusive thoughts in us. And yes, temporary avoidance can give us some relief, but longer term can actually contribute to us feeling lonely, isolated, and also because of avoidance we might be losing out on certain opportunities. Procrastination, it could be another issue linked to cognitive fusion, where we're going to be avoiding doing certain things, or we might be completely abandoning them because of the fear of maybe failure or fear of being judged by other people. As a result of cognitive fusion, we might struggle with taking decisions. So at times when we need to decide about something, we might feel paralyzed by fear, worrying that we're going to be making the wrong choice. To deal with cognitive fusion, we can use techniques of diffusion, and this is actually a key to how we can live more content life. As I talked about it already in my previous videos, diffusion, it is a technique that actually allows us to step back from our thoughts and observe them as if we were observing clouds on the sky. With techniques of diffusion, we learn that our thoughts are just thoughts. They are not the reflection of our reality, and they are definitely not the ultimate truth. There are many different techniques of diffusion, and I've already spoke about few of them in my previous videos. But today I'm gonna introduce you to another one, and this one can actually be a really fun one to work with. This diffusion technique is about personification of your thoughts, means you imagine your thoughts as specific characters with its own agendas and personalities. For example, you might have the character called the worries, who constantly thinks and worries about the future. And then you could have a critic who always points out the flaws and the mistakes. To make it even more engaging for yourself, you could imagine your thoughts as cartoon characters, having different accents, speaking different languages, having all these funny voices. Once you're gonna start seeing your thoughts as those characters, you're gonna be able to step back and observe them. So they're gonna be a sense of detachment from them. And this is when you're gonna be able to start noticing certain patterns, the motivations, and also how they impact you. And if you want, you can take it to next level, and once you're gonna be more familiar with your thoughts as those characters, you could start having conversation with them, asking them very simple questions such as, why are you so loud today? What are you trying to tell me? And once you engage with that sort of reflection, that can actually lead you to great insights about yourself. This technique of diffusion, of personification, can help you with detaching from your thoughts and allow you to see them for what they are. Means they are just thoughts, not the facts, not the ultimate truth. Using personification can also help you to develop a better relationship with your intrusive thoughts. Means you can become more compassionate with yourself, recognizing that having those intrusive thoughts is actually part of being a human being. It is really important to remember that when we apply techniques of diffusion, the aim, it is not to diminish your intrusive thoughts, but to detach from them and to gain some distance. Till now, you might be using different techniques to deal with your intrusive thoughts, such as ignoring them, pushing them away, blocking them. And those techniques, they might work, but most likely they only work temporarily. But whenever you become more emotionally vulnerable, whenever there's something difficult happening in your life, it is very likely that those intrusive thoughts, they're going to resurface again. And then again, you're going to have to spend some time, some energy on pushing them away. Diffusion is really different, because diffusion is almost like a lifestyle. So you develop a different relationship with your thoughts, and in this way you live with them, having this different relationship where you're accepting them, where you're observing them, where you don't get caught up in a drama. You gain this distance because your understanding of your intrusive thoughts is really different. I would really encourage you to learn more about fusion and diffusion, and as well practice that and give yourself some time before you're gonna make the decision whether this is for you or not. Additionally, if you would like to read the book that I've mentioned before, The Happiness Trap, I'm gonna leave the link in the description box below. And this is gonna be it for today, and I'm gonna see you in the next one then. Thank you. Bye bye.